I'm Melissa Trevin, your neighborhood news reporter in the Tecolote Colonia. The neighbors here don't have running water, but there's a plan to change that. The Nueces River Authority Board voted to become the owner and operator for a well plant that Jim Wells County has been working on for several years, and it will finally put running water here.
It would help if they put the city water out here.
George Canales has lived in the Colonia for 2 decades. He and his neighbors have no access to city water, like most people. But 2 grants from the Texas Department of Agriculture could change that. Jim Wells County received the grants totaling $2 million that would provide clean drinking water to the Canales family and their neighbors. But they need an entity to own and maintain the water plant to move forward.
Overall, I think this is a great project for a small community who need the water. The community there desperately needs fresh drinking water.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye. The NRA approved the acquisition of the Colonia's water plant after Travis Peruski, Nueces River Authority's chief operating officer, described the reality the nearly 150 neighbors in the Tecolote Colonia face. Canales says he's provided water from his well to his neighbors who don't have the financial means.
People can't afford a water well, or they gotta truck it or buy it from the neighbor. It would benefit some of the disabled vets that are here. Some of these people's wells are contaminated. They use it to shower and all that, but they gotta haul in drinking water.
Canales says without running water in the rural community, the elderly and disabled people will continue to struggle. The NRA will have conditions for the county as they maintain the water project. Peruski says the county will need to find future grants to expand the project. Travis Peruski, the chief operating officer with the Nueces River Authority, says the drinking water project for Tecolote is still a way off, but this NRA buy will get the community closer to the much-needed resource. I'm Melissa Trevin, your neighborhood news reporter in Jim Wells County for Crest 6 News.
And are you enjoying this cooler weather? Senior meteorologist Bill Alexander tells us how long it will last next. Welcome back to Chris 6 News. We are now joined by senior meteorologist Bill Alexander. Bill, what should people be expecting for this weekend?
Well, you know, it started off kind of chilly this morning, but you can say goodbye to that for a few days because the moisture is coming back. It's coming back in a big way. Let's go ahead and take a look at what else is going on here. This is the look from the Snoopy Cam. This is your Matthews CCAC live weather camera looking to the northwest, and you can see that beautiful evening out there. But what you're now seeing is the clouds overspreading the region here as moisture works its way back into the area. Now, you can see it on the satellite radar image here with the cloud material all the way in to the coastline now. Earlier this evening, it was well offshore. Now it's working its way back in. So we're going to have cloudy skies overnight, and you can say by that overnight low this morning of 50 degrees. It'll be much warmer tomorrow morning, 81 your high today. And of course, no rain in the last 24 hours, but I got some changes for you. You can see the rain chances coming up over the weekend and peaking Monday as we have a cold front working its way in. After that, it shuts off completely for the rest of the week. But here's what we're looking at. Temperatures have dropped off into the 50s over the high plains, low rolling plains, down into the 60s. In fact, 55 in Austin right now, as well as Houston. You can see that little dome of cooler air over the piney woods and on into the Arklatex. And that's the cooler air centered over that high pressure. Now, this is what we're seeing locally. The mercury hovering generally in the 60s, a little cooler in Kingsville, a little milder along the coastline. Now, overnight tonight, as I mentioned, you know, we were 50 degrees this morning. We're going to be about 60 degrees tomorrow morning, and then as we go through the next couple of days, you're going to see those dew points really rising, and in fact, we're going to see those dew points in the upper 70s by Sunday. So what we're going to end up with is a much milder night tonight and a slightly warmer day tomorrow. So what we're going to be mounting up to is not quite so ideal conditions in the coastal waters. Yeah, mostly sunny, but breezy, a high near 80 degrees, but look at the southeast wind at 10 10 to 20 knots, making for slightly choppy to occasionally choppy bays, 3-foot seas. And unfortunately, rip current risk will be up to moderate tomorrow and probably high Sunday and Monday. And that coastal flood advisory remains in effect tomorrow. Now, that'll probably be extended through the first of next week as well, as these strong southeasterly winds really begin to ramp up. A little bit on Saturday, but much more on Sunday as the pressure field begins to compress ahead of a cold front. Now, there's that lee side trough you see a lot of times this time of the year, and that's what's accelerating those southeasterly winds across our area. But watch the cold front begin to take place and low pressure develop in far west Texas, and it really erupts into some strong thunderstorms out there as the upper level trough bringing that to us begins to move into place there. And you can see a pretty good outbreak of storms there over the Central Plains Monday afternoon. We're on the south end of that, so we do get some rain out of that, but then colder air sweeps in and shuts that down for the rest of the week. Meantime, Tropical Storm Sarah will make it across the Yucatan, but after that, it's all over because of strong wind shear. You can see this in the dark blue coming across and impacting the Gulf of Mexico. That will absolutely shut down that storm. We're not looking much in the way of rainfall here, just a couple tenths of an inch as that front comes through. So it'll leave us with a forecast that includes a warm and windy weekend, thunderstorms on Monday, cooler and much drier Tuesday through Friday.
Downtown Mathis has been quiet for some time. I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Victoria Valderrama. The local business owners here say the drop in lake levels has hurt their business. I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Victoria Valderrama. Downtown Mathis is about 10 minutes from Lake Corpus Christi. Driving on San Patricio Avenue, there's a number of businesses that rely on tourists on their way to the lake.
Thank you for calling Lake Corpus Christi State Park. The park is currently open for day use and overnight camping.
The city of Mathis has seen business slowly evaporating, according to city manager Cedric Davis. Since the last time I visited Mathis in March, at least 2 businesses have closed their doors.
The barbershop closed, a couple other places. I know the ice cream shop has limited hours now.
Jose Salinas is the manager at Gigi's Pizzeria, where right now there's not a lot of new customers ordering pizza.
I guess we just haven't been seeing that much tourism go through, like how other summers have gone. Because usually we get like a bunch of RV people and like everything from over there, to where now it's very like slow.
At Lake Corpus Christi, the park superintendent sent us these numbers showing last summer there was almost 62,000 visitors from Memorial Day to Labor Day. This year, that number has plunged to 50,284. Tecolote owner April Pedresa says those additional 11,000 visitors could have helped.
It's been down, so it's been kind of slow.
Pedresas and others in the Mathis community all point to one reason behind the drain on their local economy.
Because they don't have the lake water to actually have fun and do their activities. So I imagine, yes, it's affecting everybody.
Lake Corpus Christi State Park officials expect more people for camping season, a good sign for the nearby businesses. In Mathis, I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Victoria Valderrama, for Chris 6 News.
From Chris 6 Sports, this is Friday Night Fever, sponsored by Thomas J. Henry.
Good evening and welcome to the first round by-district playoffs on the Friday Night Fever. I'm Larissa Liska. Ron Hammy is joining us for more highlights. But first, let's start in 5A Division I. Veterans Memorial ended the regular season with a big double overtime win last week. Now Veterans Memorial starts things off hosting Mission in the Battle of the Eagles at Cavanis Stadium. Veterans Memorial up 21-7. Eagles feed their sophomore Andrew Charleboy is proven to be one of the best in Corpus Christi.